I say it endlessly, but you look at the blue areas, the Americas, the places Europeans colonized, IQs of 95, 100, and better. You look at South and Central America, and they go down to average IQs in the 80s. Middle East, Northern Africa, India, average IQs in the 70s. Mentally retarded is 75. Sub-Saharan Africa, average IQs in the 60s, even the 50s. There are non-human mammals with imputed IQs of 50, like dolphins, elephants, pigs. That's the level we're talking about. And when you go to any of these regions and look at them, Americas, go to Europe, go to Russia, you see a certain kind of society. Go to Mexico, go to South and Central America, you see a certain kind of society that reflects their average IQ. Go to North Africa, along the Mediterranean, the Middle East, India, you see a certain kind of culture reflecting their IQ. Go to Sub-Saharan Africa, again, you see a certain type of culture reflecting their IQ. And we know this intuitively, don't we? Because, for example, in Africa, there were periods in recent African history where white colonizers went there, established Rhodesia, established South Africa. And those white people bring their first world IQ with them, and they create a first world culture within that third world environment. So it's not the environment. When Rhodesia is created, it's a first world nation. When South Africa is created, it's a first world nation. If it's handed back to the indigenous Africans, the black Africans, it reverts to a third world status again. Rhodesia becomes Zimbabwe. South Africa becomes the hellhole it is now. So it's all driven. The people are the destiny. And the people are the destiny in varying ways because of their varying IQ.
Welcome to the JJ Carrell Show. That guy he's all over the place now. He's 100% right. I've been saying this, writing about it. But isn't it amazing? The things that I have been writing and talking about, giving speeches on, doing shows like this, it caused a lot of people to almost lose their breath when I would speak like this, or someone would read something, they would send me an email like, I can't believe you said this out loud. But yeah, it's the truth. But this has become mainstream, completely mainstream. The immigration debacle of the United States of America, and more specifically, the Western white world, has been inundated with people that have retardation IQ levels. Do you think that was happenstance? Do you think the people that have the lowest IQ were able to figure out how to get to a first world country 7,000 miles away? Look, I think I got a high IQ. I make good money. I have investments. I think I've done not as great as I want to do because I'm ambitious, but I've done really well. You tell me to go to Zimbabwe, I'm going to have to do some digging around. What flights are there? What are the African airlines that get me there? Do I have? It's going to cost me at least $10,000, $15,000 to get there and to drive around. And do they rent cars? How does this work? Like, I'm going to have to do some research. So you take someone with a 50 IQ that's retarded. How is that person getting to America? You think they're just a bunch of sheep and they just kind of go? No, they're being directed. They're getting the money, the resources. It's like the old thing. Well, look at all these people. These poor migrants are walking up through the Darien Gap and they're walking to Mexico. They're not walking to Mexico, you morons. You know how long that would take? That's longer than me leaving from New Orleans and walking up to Alberta, Canada. It ain't going to happen. I'm not going to make it. The powers that be, the global reset people, the Klaus Schwabs and the Clinton Foundation and the Obamas and all of the left-wing loonies, the Soros, all those people that have become incestuous within our government and our society want America to fall. They want the white Western European nations to fall, and they have. They're dead. They're either dying or they're in their last breaths, stage 4 cancer, dying in their bed, and they're fighting and they're struggling. It doesn't matter. It's over. The birth rates are exorbitant. 94% of all Irish births last year were to non-Irish people. 85%-ish of all Belgians, 18 and under, 85% foreigners, Muslims. It's over. It's a math problem. And this gentleman that was just on showing and documenting the demographics that we've allowed into America. I used to talk about this. I still talk about it, write about it in my book. I used to say, hey, do you know when this all started? I remember having these discussions with Border Patrol agents when I was on, we call it the border, we call it the line. I was on the line and we'd roll up next to each other and we'd have discussions. I would say, well, this all started back in 1965 in the Hart-Celler Act. Even guys that were in that business would roll their eyes at me and go, dude, that's beyond me caring. I don't even know how you know that. And I would look at them the same way I look at other people, and I like saying to myself, well, how can you not? This is not only is this your profession, this is the world we're living in. And it's going to get exponentially worse. I was talking about this in the late 90s, early 2000s. Once I got out, I was like, holy crap, look at what's happened to America. And then I watched 4 years of complete open borders where 30 million people, estimated conservatively, 30 million people crossed our border into America, with 60 to 70% of all of them being single adult military-age men from the places that gentleman just said that have IQs around the retardated. The retardation bell curve. We brought in tens of millions of people that are retarded. And we see them acting out sexually in rapes and sexual assaults. We see murders. We see driving, not even under the influence, just driving like maniacs because they've never driven a car before, killing people. In Springfield, Ohio, the chief of the battalion of the fire department said, "We've never seen anything like this. A majority of our call outs are Haitians driving their cars into buildings." He didn't say crashing, hitting a tree. No, driving their cars into buildings. Even the police, the fire chief was just like, I've never seen, I don't even know really how to articulate this. They're driving into buildings. And then on the bigger scale, we begin to see those people that their ballots are stolen. They sell their ballots. They don't care. They vote for their own people. There must be, or there needs to be right now, a bill on the House that says if you are a first-generation immigrant, you can't be in office. The idea that we're allowing first or even second or even third-generation legal immigrants that have come to this country, even people like Garcia from California, who was a overstay, became an illegal alien from Peru, they should be excluded from public service. Why in God's name would we take people that just literally got off the boat and put them into positions of authority and power over Americans? Why would we ever allow that to happen? Because we have been sold the propaganda, the lie, that diversity is a strength, that diversity is the greatest thing in the world. It's wonderful that we have a skinny little twat named Ilhan Omar that wears a dirty rag on her head. That is diversity. We need more of it. So her and all the other Somali pirates can steal billions, not millions, which is already horrible enough, billions of dollars from us. And now we're finding out it's not from Minnesota only. It's Maine. It's now Ohio. It's everywhere Somalis are. Stereotypes are there for a reason, because there's some truth in them, or they would just be really laughed away. Like, that's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. But there's truth in it. Why do we get the memes of that? The Nigerian prince or princess is trying to contact us, and they've been diligently calling and diligently sending emails because they need my credit card and bank account to send me millions of dollars, because that's the world they live in. They live in a lawless society of fraud and ripping people off, doing whatever they need to do to survive. They can't. You bring in third world people, you're having a third world problem. And like that gentleman just said on that video, it's not the environment, it's the culture, it's the people. Stephen Miller said it perfectly. You're not bringing in immigration is not bringing in a person. You're bringing in a culture and a society. You're bringing in a it doesn't matter if you agree with capitalism, republic, Christian beliefs. Let's just say, just for the sake of argument, you don't believe in any of that, but we agree that that is the dominant prevailing culture. That is the DNA of America. Capitalism, Christianity, and patriotism within our flag and our republic. Now, you take a cancerous cell, something that is absolutely foreign to everything I described, and you inject that antibody, that virus, that it's antithetical to what we believe in, and you inject it into the body. Do you think it's going to make you better? You're going to be more healthy? You're going to thrive more? You're going to be even more successful? Or are you going to be worse? Are you going to become less healthy? Are you going to see signs of death and decay? Well, of course you're going to see a decay of your body. If I shot my body, which is healthy, a foreign substance, whatever it is, the COVID vaccine, HIV, some cocaine and heroin, whatever the thing that's not supposed to be in a body, you shoot me with it, I'm going to get sick. You take a first world nation that is founded and it's ruled upon law and order, family unit, education, stability, kindness, order, like order in everything. You stand in line. You go to a bus stop. You must stand in line. You can't cut in line. It's culturally improper and people will call you out. You don't touch women inappropriately. You don't rape women. You don't rape little boys and girls because they are an infidel and you're allowed to because your pedophile prophet said it's okay. You don't get to kill people. But when you inject your nation with tens of millions of these people, and it shocks me, even to this day, I never really get shocked, but it maybe that's the wrong verb that I want to say happened to me. I become maybe disillusioned or even become more cynical, maybe is the better word. I'm more cynical about Americans when they look at me and they go, I just don't know what's happening. What happened to America? What happened to America? Are you breathing? Are you blind and deaf? I mean, is no way there you can't communicate anyway with anybody? Look around. I live in Kansas. I can drive around certain parts of Kansas and I'm like, what the hell? Did I just get transported into Tijuana? I live in Kansas City. This is a big tech. Did I just land in India? Am I in the country of India right now? How is this beneficial to America? Come on, answer me. Besides that you get ethnic food. Well, see, I'm not willing to trade the sovereignty of America, my cultural and societal norms, the well-being of my son, that I want him to have a prosperous future and an opportunity to be great and have the opportunity to do great things because you want curry or you want some special tortilla or you want some pig slop from Somalia or Mogadishu or the Sudan. You want some fresh goat. I don't want it. I don't care if you starve because you're dying for that garbage. No, no. I want a country founded in law and order. I want a country founded by our founding fathers, rooted in the Constitution. I want my government to be handcuffed by the Constitution. I want my law enforcement to be handcuffed to the Constitution and Bill of Rights. And I want freedom back. And the only way that you have freedom is through law and order. That's it. Anything outside of law and order, you have chaos. And what does chaos breed? It breeds fear. It breeds uncertainty, financial, societal, cultural, religious, physical decay. And we are living through it right now. 50 million illegal aliens live in America. 50 million. You overlay that with 55 million legal immigrants, you have 105 plus million foreigners in America right now. You have basically a 1 in 4 residents in America is a foreign national. I'm not even talking about the foreign nationals that were born here. So you could probably go 1 in 3. I would feel confident saying 1 in 3. 1 in 3 people in America are not even Americans and born here. The cancer has spread across the body of America, and we all feel sick. You can try to deny it. You can try to hide. I'm not going to the doctor. Therefore, no one can tell me I have cancer, so I don't have cancer. No, dude, you're withering away. You're about 140 pounds. You were 230 6 months ago. You're dying of cancer. Please, come on. I'm going to take you to the hospital myself. I have a great doctors waiting for you. I've already nope, I don't have cancer. Dude, you have cancer. You are dying. Nope. Just leave me alone. Everything's going to be fine. That is how I view America. I'm begging America. Wake up. Wake up, America. You have tens of millions of unskilled, illiterate, retarded people in our country that are draining all of our services. They are families that are having up to 8 to 10 children. Our women are not even having one. In fact, when we do have one and get pregnant, we like to slaughter the babies. Wake up, America. Wake up. If you don't wake up in time, we will die. If you don't wake up in time and you want to fight, it is going to be so bloody, so violent, so life altering that the country that you get when it's all over is never going to be America again. It's going to be something else. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that something else is, but it's not what we had, say, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. I don't even recognize America today. I talked about the Hart-Celler Act. I talked about this on this show. It is the genesis. It is the part of America downfall that I could stick a pin on that date and say in 1965, the Hart-Celler Act changed America. We turned the flow of white European immigrants off, shut it off. And in turn, Ted Kennedy, yes, the killer Ted Kennedy, the sexual assaulter Ted Kennedy, opened the floodgates to the third world. It changed in 1965. And you begin to see the demographics begin to change. And then the final nail in the coffin was Ronald Reagan. The great conservative Ronald Reagan gave amnesty, and it changed the demographics of America overnight. There is a congressman, Andy Ogles. He explains this, and then he says something that, and I don't trust him. I don't trust any politician, but he does say something that made me stop and go, thank you, when he said, deport them all. Not some, all. Play this, please, Nick.
Unfortunately, my colleagues must not have read the memo, because that's not what they've talked about. They want to talk about ICE and immigration. So let's talk about that. You know, in 1965, we passed the Hart-Celler Act. Since that time, we've seen chain migration on a scale that, quite frankly, I'm not sure even the progressive liberal authors of that bill could have possibly imagined. In that amount of time, we've seen 60 million migrants come into this country, most of which, 90% from third world countries. There are roughly 300,000 Afghans in America, 200,000 of which came under Biden. Approximately 45% of Afghans are on U.S. food stamps. Afghans under the Biden administration have an unemployment rate double that of Americans. 68% of Afghans are on Medicaid. Let's go overseas. And so if that sounds like political rhetoric, let's look at the facts. Paris, 48% of crimes committed by foreigners, most of which were Muslim. Overall crime has surged since the Islamic migrant influx. That is from the French Interior Ministry. London, 40% of sex crimes are committed by foreigners, most of which are Muslims. That's the Metropolitan Police Department. Rome, 83% of 2024 street robberies by non-EU citizens, almost all of which were Muslim. Sexual assaults, 69% Muslim, Italian police reports. Minneapolis, here in the homeland. Violent crime in Cedar Riverside, a Somali hub, rose 56%, 2010 to 2018. Dearborn, Michigan, crime 105% above the national average. Hamtramck, outside of Detroit, 92% of assaults by Muslim immigrants. Drug arrests, 85% Muslim immigrants. Now let's go to Nashville, Tennessee, where a Somali man, a migrant who came in 2015, raped to death a woman on the steps of a church. I've had enough. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Deport them all. This is our country. We get to decide who comes in, and we get to decide who has to leave.
Would not heard that said in the halls of Congress over a year ago. And all of those statistics he just laid out is 100% true. And there was last year a woman that was raped to death. Do you understand the amount of force and trauma it is to rape someone to death? You heard him. Since the Hart-Celler Act, 90% of all immigrants are coming from third world countries. Why would we do that to ourselves? Why would we kill our nation? If you think, anyone watching this, if you think that this is just happenstance, bad policy, naivete of the left, gutlessness of the rhinos, if you don't know and understand that this is intentional, this was strategic, and this was purposeful, this was treason. We're living through treason right now. We're living through something 30, 40, 50 years ago. People would make fun of you, said that you are crazy. This will never happen to America. We have apple pie, Chevrolet, baseball games, football. We're playing in the park. I'm looking at all my friends and family and everyone in my neighborhood, black and white. No. All this is going to change. All of it. Your beautiful parks, all that. You see your statue of Robert E. Lee and all the founding fathers, they're going to tear them down. They're going to be anti-American rhetoric throughout our colleges, into our high schools, and into our elementary schools, where the most sexually perverse, the biggest sexual deviants, demons, are going to be teaching your children. Think about it. People that are my age, a little older, or even people that are in their 40s, late 30s, 40s. If I would have told you that, you heard me. Somebody said, look, I'm going to show you something from the future. This is what this guy's saying is happening in the future. And I spoke to you and you saw this 30 years ago, 25 years ago. You would think I was crazy. You would absolutely think I am absolutely insane. But I'm not. We're living it. I have this video. I want you to understand nothing's better. You know, Words are powerful, but something about seeing a video. Like I can sit here and tell you, look, I was on the border during Biden's time. We were releasing everyone. I went back to the border to write books. I went back to the border to film for my documentary, and I was shocked. Why? Because I saw hundreds of thousands upon thousands of illegal immigrants that were as dark as night, that were praying to Mecca on my border, that I bled for, broke bones for, and they all ran. In this video I'm going to show you, I want you to understand this is one small section of the border. This was going on non-stop, 24 hours a day for 4 solid years. Play this, please, Nick. Every single day. That was 100, 200 yards of a 2,000-mile border. Do you know how long 2,000 miles is? And every section of the border was packed with illegal aliens. We were feeding them. We were providing shelter for them. And then we were transporting them into processing, and we were releasing them. Envision those Muslims praying to Mecca. In that video, thousands of people that cannot read or write in their own language. They are incredibly illiterate. They are incredibly uneducated. They are retarded. Look, I want you to contrast those people by the millions since 1965. And I want to show you a video of the type of people that we are not allowing in. White Europeans. This is a video from Poland. We stopped any Poles from coming in. Why? Because we want Muslims. But we don't want this? Are you kidding me? That's good, Nick. We don't want that. We definitely don't want that. We don't want white Christians. We don't. We want as violent and uneducated Muslims as we can get into our country. Anytime anyone says, as I've watched this in Black society and minority, this is the new cool thing, is to say, well, whites don't have, there's no such thing as a white culture. It's so boring. What the hell are you talking about? Everything you're experiencing is from white culture. You know what we love in white culture? White European Christian culture, as I just showed you: order, safety, security, freedom, no fear of being slaughtered, macheted, have people bang in there and shoot guns at you, burn the churches down. chase you through the fields in Africa, shoot and kill you because you're a Christian. Take these young girls as your child brides at 7, 8, 9 years old, consummate the marriage, get them pregnant when they're 11. That's what we traded. As many of you know, have been watching me for quite a while and reading and seeing me in documentaries, etc. You know I don't give two craps. I'm just going to tell you the effing truth. We sold the soul of America, a white Christian nation, with the minority of blacks that are as much as American as I am. And you sold our nation. You sold it for 30 pieces of silver. And you did it right in front of our faces. And you told us it was good for us. And you lied to us as you became wealthy. And you destroyed our country. Let me show you another place that we denied. We're not gonna bring any of these people. This is in Budapest, in Hungary. This is Christmas. This is Christmas. I want you to see something. You know what Hungary doesn't have? George Soros is not allowed in Hungary. He's forbidden. You know what else they don't have? No illegal immigration. No Muslims are allowed. No nothing. Look at the culture that we don't want in America. It's peaceful. It's calm. Is there any trash? Do you see any trash? Do you see any graffiti? You see anything except law and order and people enjoying themselves, people free? That's a capital. That's a beautiful, that's a bustling place. Contrast that with New York City, St. Louis, Detroit, Birmingham, LA, San Francisco. I just named out hellscapes in America. They don't have diversity. They have Christian Hungarians. Now, let me contrast that with what we've been doing. We've been bringing over hundreds of thousands of the most retarded people in Africa from Somalia. Now, let's contrast what I just showed you with a video from Somalia. Let's look at their culture, shall we? Oh, a little different. Just a little different. Just a little bit. That's good, Nick. It's just a little bit. You know, there's nothing like seeing overhead wires of about like 1,000 of them. Washing your street with water as craps everywhere. Let me show you another one. Let me show you another one. This is going to be number 7, Nick. This is Somalia too. Wow, don't you want to go visit? It looks beautiful. Don't you want to go visit there? Those restaurants look great, don't they? They look great. I just so you're clear, I don't see any cars. I see rickshaws and mopeds on, it looks like hard clay streets. Doesn't look like they have much refrigeration. But you know what? Somewhere in the last 20, 30 years, about 30 years, 1990s started coming over, some jackass in the government had to be sitting around a big oval desk with a bunch of other morons. And they were like, Bob, you have a great idea. Let's hear what you have to say, Bob. Well, I've been doing my research, everyone. And there is a country in Africa called Somalia. Don't worry about the Black Hawk Down. That's that's white suppression. And it was corrected. But see, there's a country in Somalia where 56% or plus are inbreeding incestuous, retarded people. They have no skills, like no skills. They can't read or write in their own gutter language. They cannot do anything. They're never going to assimilate into America. But I believe, Bob believes that if we bring hundreds of thousands of them into America, it will be great for America. And there's probably one person in a room that was like me, that was sitting there and looking around at all the other 20 jackasses that are nodding their heads. Oh, that's a great idea, Bob, because Bob has a way of getting people promoted. So they're all going to shake their head like a bunch of bobbleheads and go, "Oh, Bob, that's Bob. How did I not think of that, Bob?" And there's always that one guy, and that's me. Bob, that's absolutely absurd. And then I get demoted or I get kicked out of the meeting. And the other 19 jackasses come together and they decide about 700 to 1 million of these retards to come into America. Worked out great for you, didn't it? Ohio, Maine, Minnesota. You're doing wonderful. You're doing wonderful. They're great for our country and our society. Great, great, great. With all of these people in our country that are not Americans, that hate America, I am imploring you to be prepared. When I used to go out in the border, I would have my vest on, I'd have my duty belt, had extra magazines, had my weapon, of course, and you're always like in law enforcement, you're always touching your weapon because it's your greatest fear is to be out in the field and no weapon, right? So you're always like, you're physically touching it, like rubbing it with your elbow, touching with your hand. That's why you see cops moving their body near their gun, is because it's natural. I need reassurance that I have it. I have my ass, I have OC spray, I have my cuffs, I have my cuff key, I have my sunglasses if I'm going to be out in the field. I got long sleeve, I have a jacket. If it's wintertime, I'm prepared. And I'm carrying that over, or I have carried and continue to carry it over to my life now because I want to be prepared. And one of my sponsors who are incredible is sat123.com. And what is sat123.com? Not basically, their biggest product is the sat phone. You get a free sat phone with your subscription, monthly subscription. Monthly subscription is like $95 a month-ish. You get 150 minutes. You're not using your sat phone and burning 150 minutes. Those 150 minutes are yours for emergency. And it could be an emergency of being prepared. Your son or daughter is starting to drive. They get out of cell coverage. They need help. The car breaks down. Whatever. They need to get a hold of you. You get into a shooting, a mass casualty event. What does law enforcement do? They begin to jam all of the cell towers so that only certain cell phones can work because they need that connectability. So what do you pull out? Your sat phone. Yep, I'm here. I've been trying to call you, Mom. I know that my cell phones don't work, but I have a sat phone. I'm okay. I'm going to meet you at this point. Okay, I'll be there. That's what sat123.com means to me. My son goes to school every day with a ballistic backpack. That's what it means to me. My son's safe. He has a fighting chance to survive. We have Faraday bags that hide our cell phone, put our cell phone in so we don't get 5G and we don't get people that can tap into it or listen to us. 10 years ago, people would say that. Even I would go, "You're crazy." No, your phones, your TVs, everything can listen to you. You have it turned off, it can still listen to you. Not in a Faraday bag. Go to sat123.com/JJ. Just go to their website. You're going to love just being in their website and see what you need for what you think you need to be prepared for. sat123.com/JJ. Also, please go to my website, jjcarrell.com, or my Substack, jjcarrell.substack.com. It's the best way to support me. Spread the word. Go to YouTube, Rumble, hit the subscribe button and the notification, and force these social platforms to acknowledge as they are suppressing me. So thank you. I'm not going to deviate from this topic tonight because I think it is a topic that is it's in the forefront. I can't believe it's finally here, but it's in the forefront and everyone's talking about it. And America's getting more angry and more pissed off. Europe, Western Europe is coming to the realization that they're a dead society and they are angry. They are frightened more than anything. And we're feeling that. We're feeling that vibe. We're feeling that angst from Europe because everything starts there. We think it starts here. It's not true. It starts in Europe and it finds its way here. And it gets accelerated. It gets amplified here because America is bigger. It's more vibrant. There's a sense of urgency for things to get bigger, faster, good and bad. I want to show you a video of Polish teens. Again, people that we don't want in our country. We don't want patriotic Polish people that are white Christian Europeans. We don't want them. We want the third world. Look into this calm and peace. No one's chanting death. No one's chanting or walking around with their child brides that are pregnant. Look at these people and say, why would we stop their immigration to America? Why? Look at that. No one's pushing up on the police. No one's pushing up. There's not barricades. They have police standing there. They're standing there. No one's pressing up on them. Do you see what law and order looks like? We used to have that. Do you see what that no diversity? You see how good that is? It works. Do you think here's a deeper discussion we don't have time to get into, but do you think God created all these countries and all these languages and all this different skin tone and mindset and abilities, good, bad, and different? Do you think he did that and separated them all? He did that for no specific reason? You believe that? You believe that that's just happenstance, that's just evolution? Have you ever asked yourself, how did certain groups of people, very different groups of people, how did they all end up in different places? Good, bad, and different. How? You think we all just sprung from mud puddles all over the world and we just became who we are? You really believe that stupidity? You actually believe that everything came from nothing and that we're from tadpoles, from the complexity of our skin, the way our eyes, the engineering of our eyes, the brain, our lungs, blood, our organs, our soul, our consciousness. You think that's, you have to be the dumbest jackass on planet Earth to believe that. You honestly do. I have no, whenever I hear someone and I'm listening to them, I'm like, damn, that guy is smart. That woman is smart. Like they are brilliant. And they go, well, I'm an atheist. You know what I do? I literally go click in my brain and the old change the channel, because I don't, if you can't make that intellectual decision that there's a divine being, a creator, and you think this all happened, you're dumb. That's the genesis of your intelligence or lack thereof. Everything else you say to me, it could be the most genius thing in the world. I just kind of discard. It's like Elon Musk. I think he's brilliant. And he tells me he's an atheist. I go, well, he's not that brilliant. It's not. Sorry. Eric Weinstein, very smart. I think he's a botanist or a biologist, scientist, at least I can say that. A deep thinker, an intellectual, a philosopher. There's a lot of things that he talks about that I'm like, damn, that guy's really smart. You're an atheist. Nope. You're not as smart as I thought. You're just not. It takes such incredible faith. You want to talk about faith? Incredible faith to believe that everything came from nothing. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Now I want you to think about the polls, all the young teenagers that were in that picture, all the parents, the young children. Now I want to contrast again. I'm going to show you Malalians that want to burn Ethiopian shops because Ethiopians and them, they got in a war and they're killing each other's brothers because that's what they do. They just like to kill each other. Thus, what we're seeing in America. Go ahead and play this. This is number 10. And I want you, before you play it, Nick, I just want our audience, to understand we denied those white Christians, exchanged that white Christian nation for these savages by the tens of millions. Yeah, they're going to go to school with your kids. Their children are going to go to school with your children. They're going to live in neighborhoods with you. Y'all, you're not going to allow them to live next to you. I understand that. But they're going to be in Section 8 down the street. And then that part of your city is going to be carved out. You're never going to go there. Businesses are going to crumble. They're going to leave. And guess what? Then they need to go somewhere else, right? They need to get food. So they're going to come to your neighborhood grocery store and they're going to terrorize. They're going to prostitute their women. They're going to rape you. They're going to steal everything from the shelves and they're going to close and you're going to leave. You're going to see the old 1960s, 70s, 80 white flight accelerated. And everyone's going to be selling their house as fast as they can to get the hell out of there before their last one holding a piece of crap house they can't unload. And now, instead of having a Section 8 apartment, they have an entire community. And then they have the entire city, an entire county, and then they begin to take over your state, a la Minnesota, a la Ohio. California is already gone. I saw this. If you can pull this up, please. This is number 11. I want to read this. This is from Joey Marinara, I believe. I'm not great at reading names. Manarino, okay? And this is what he says, and it's absolutely spot on. America was built by Brits. America was built by Irish. America was built by Germans. America was built by Italians. America was built by French. America was built by the Dutch. America was not built by third world pirates, Somalis, and Muslims. It's true. They were built by people that came to America and people that were our settlers that were here in America prior. And those people assimilated and became Americans, spoke English, shared our same God, shared our European cultural roots in society and religion and governance. And America became great. And then it all changed in 1965. Look what happens when you import the third world. Let's show number 12. This is London. Think about, before you play it, Nick, just go there in your brain and think about London. Like I think of London, I think of pretty women wearing nice dresses. Their men are wearing suits. It's bustling. There's pride in their flag and their country. Well, let's look at it today. Can we? If you can play number 12, Nick, just show that this is London today. Is there anything that looks like London? This goes on forever. You can stop it there, Nick. This goes on forever. If I didn't tell you that was London, you would have there's no way you're guessing that's London. No way if I gave you 100 chances. Before I go on, I have another sponsor, Pet Club 24/7, petclub247.com, or go to truthwithjj247.com, truthwithjj247.com. What is Pet Club? It's for your pets and humans. It's a proprietary mushroom from Japan that they have been able to put into bombs, treats for your pets, and pills or capsules that release this mushroom into your body. And what is this mushroom and what does it do? 400 peer-reviewed articles say that it attacks your gut, cleans your gut, and helps your immune system. It stops inflammation. It's all natural, so you can't OD, you can't get addicted to it. It's God's natural order discovered and given to us. I use it. I use Pet Club 24/7. Husband and wife, Christian owners, incredible. Kristen and Kurt, awesome people. I'll have them on my show one day. I used to have them on all the time. Not all the time, but at least once every 2-3 weeks, I want to have them back on because I want my audience to meet them and my new audience to see them. You will love their product. You want to talk about a business, dog food, dog pets, treats, all plastic. Like literally, I get my little cinnamon and I pull out or used to pull out a treat for her, and I would think, I don't know if this is a treat. I think my wife accidentally bought like chewables, like a chew toy. No, that's her treat. I'm feeding my dog plastic. We need our immune systems to be cleaned out. I need all that COVID. I need all that remdesivir. I need all that garbage in my body. I need it moved out. How do I do it? Through my immune system and my gut. Go to truthwithjj247.com, truthwithjj247.com. Now, everything happens in Europe. It's going to come here. It's going to come to the United States of America. I want you to look at New York City a few months ago. It's the same way today, but this video, I'll be honest, is a few months ago, but it's the same thing. Illegal aliens everywhere, crime. It's going to skyrocket under this new Ugandan mayor. But this is New York City. Look what we've allowed to happen to the great New York City. Look at what we did to our cities in America. Do you see any white Polish or Hungarian people? You see any Irishmen, Dutch, Belgium, Netherlands, Italians, Germans? Come on, pick one out. Come on, I'm challenging you. Find one for me. This is America. And I always tell people, I just showed you a video that's about 40 seconds long, and I showed you a couple hundred people. It's a lot of people to feed, to educate, to medicate, to house, to clothe, to take care of. It's not a couple hundred people. It's over 30 million. It's now over 50 million in America. There were no white Europeans in there. Number one, white Europeans would never allow themselves to sleep on a dirty street. Just out of pure pride, out of pure cultural determination that I'm going to be better than an animal sleeping on the street. But that's how they live. They live on streets. They live in dirt huts, straw huts. We live in skyscrapers. They ride mopeds. We drive Ferraris. We drive $100,000 trucks. We have paved roads that crisscross our nation. They drive on dirt roads. We go buy whatever we want. They have to go to a well and pump water into plastic containers that they bring home. And yet, those people that are third world people, we brought into America. And as America quickly becomes the third world, we all sit here in shock. Nick, can you show my last slide? It's number 14. And it's what that gentleman was talking about. And on this, those are the rates or levels of IQ. The blue, the darker the blue, the higher the intelligence. The lower the blue, the lower it gets. The lighter the colors of, say, orange or brown, the dumber. And then it gets more bright to red, and that is functionally retarded. Every one of those very, very red, orange, peach, and yellowish colors, we imported 60 million of them per Mr. Ogles since 1965. Not just illegal aliens. He's talking about the legal immigrants. Look at what we've done to our country. Look at what we have done to our country. We destroyed her. We took a beautiful, thriving, healthy, young, vibrant body, and we pushed poison into her veins. Like a junkie. We even told the junkie, you don't even need to push it in. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to cook it. I'm going to put it in a vial. I'm going to put it in something where I could stick it in your arm, and I'm going to pump you full of poison 24 hours a day until I kill you. That's not hyperbole. That's not dramatic. If anything, and this is the most unbelievable at all. If anything, this is an understatement. Why do you think we're $38 trillion in debt? Do you think we really spent ourselves into oblivion? Or did they just steal it all? They pumped billions and billions and trillions through wars and NGOs, moving people into America, creating these homeless shelters, these food shelters, all of this stuff, free medicine. You think all that food and money and housing and all that, you think it finds its way to these people? Or do you think that it is a significant percentage of it is siphoned off and given to the elites so they become more powerful, more wealthy, so their lives are more grand as we keep working? Because we are nothing but a parasite. They are nothing but a parasite. We are nothing but a host. We are a worker. We're a working bee colony, and we're a host for them to suck off of us. And we have allowed them to do it for decades. I spent the whole show showing you a compare and contrast. Can you believe, honestly, can you believe what we've allowed to have happen to our country? Can you believe we let the most vile, the most morally bankrupt people, the most evil people, the most sexually perverse, the most criminal people in our society, we allowed them to destroy the United States of America.